Standard 7th, Subject English, Book Honeycomb. Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with our lesson 2, A Gift of Chappals by Vasanta Surya, Part 1. A short introduction of the author Vasanta Surya. Vasanta Surya, a journalist, translator, and poet. Her stories for the young have appeared in Junior Quest, The Hindu Young World, and Chatterbox. So let us begin with our chapter, A Gift of Chappals. Mridu is a young girl growing up in Madras. So now Madras is called Chennai with Tapi. So Tapi is her grandmother and Tata, her grandfather. One afternoon, Tapi takes her to her aunt Rukumani's house to meet her cousins Lali, Ravi, and Meena. So let us begin. A smiling Rukumani threw open the door. Ravi and Meena rushed out, and Ravi pulled Mridu into the house. So when this Mridu's party, that is grandmother, she is taking her to her aunt's house. So when she goes there, her aunt, she just opens the door, and as soon as the door is being opened, her cousins Ravi and Meena, they immediately come out of the door, and they are just pulling Ridu's hand and taking her into the house. Wait, let me take off my slippers, protested Mridu. So as soon as Ravi is pulling her hand to go inside the house, she is just protesting and telling him that just wait, let me take off my slippers. So once I take off my slippers, then I will come inside. She set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones. So she protested to take off her slippers, and then she is neatly taking off her slippers and placing it outside the door. And when she places her slippers over there, she saw a pair of large black chappals near her one. Those were grey actually with dust. So the chappal which were lying beside her, it was actually of black color, but it has turned grey because of the dust which has covered on it. You could see the clear mark of every toe on the front part of each slipper. The marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny. So the chappals which were lying over there, it was having mark of toes. So all 5 toes, the marks of that toes, it were been there on that slipper, and the marks of the two big toes were long and scrawny, and especially the biggest, the big toes, it was long as well as scrawny. So the meaning of scrawny means thin. So it was visible on the chappal which was lying over there. Mridu didn't have much time to wonder about whose slippers they were, because Ravi dragged her to the backyard behind a thick bitterberry bush. So she was just wondering whose slipper it was, but she didn't get any time to clearly look or ask about those slippers. As soon as she was just looking at that slippers, what happened immediately? Ravi was dragging. Dragging means he was just forcefully pulling her inside the house to take her to the backyard, where there was a bitterberry bush over there in the backyard. There, inside a torn football lined with sacking and filled with sand, lay a very small kitten lapping up milk from a coconut half shelf. So when she was taken to the backyard, there she saw a torn football. So a football, it was being torn down. Torn means it was being damaged, and on that it was filled with sand, and there it was lying a small little kitten in that torn football, and it was lapping up milk. So lapping up milk means it was licking the milk from a half coconut shell. We found him outside the gate this morning. He was mewing and mewing. Poor thing, said Meena. So, uh, this Meena, she is telling to Mrudu that we found this little kitten outside our gate this morning, and when we found out, it was mewing. Mewing is a sound which is done by a cat. So she's telling that poor little thing in the morning, it was just mewing around in front of our gate. So we have just taken it inside our house. As you can see in this picture, all the three children, they are watching the kitten drinking the milk. It's a secret. Amma says Party will leave for our Paddu Mama's house if she knows we have a cat. So Meena continues to talk with Mridu that this kitten, it is a secret from our Party. Party means grandmother. Our mother told us that if our grandmother knows about this kitten in our house, she will immediately leave to our mama's house. People are always telling us to be kind to animals, but when we are, they scream, "Oh, don't bring that dirty creature here," said Ravi. So Ravi, he just continues the conversation and tells to Mridu that I don't understand the mentality of the people, that they are always telling us to be kind to animals, and when we try to do that, they just start screaming and scolding us that don't bring this dirty creature over here. Do you know how hard it is just to get a little milk from the kitchen? Then he continues by telling that how hard it was for him to bring little milk from the kitchen for this little kitten. Party saw me with the glass in my hand just now, and I told her I am very hungry and I want to drink it. But the way she looked at me, so he continues that when I was there in the kitchen to get some milk for this kitten, Party saw me with a glass, and I had to tell lies to her that I was hungry and I wanted to drink some milk. But the way she looked at him, he felt very fearful, and he immediately knew that she was suspicious about him. So to make her more understanding what he did, or to mislead her, what he did, he just drank almost half, more than half of the milk which was there in the glass, so that she will just have a misleading that this milk, it is for Ravi himself. I had to drink most of it to throw her off the scent. Then she wanted the tumbler back. So as soon as he was drinking, immediately the next thing the grandmother did was she wanted the tumbler. Tumbler means glass. She wanted the glass back so that she could wash it. So what this Ravi did, Party, party, I will wash it myself. Why should I put you to trouble? So to just mislead her, what he is telling, that Party, I will wash the glass and keep it. Why I should trouble you for this little matter? So I will do it myself. I told her, and I had to run and pour the milk into this coconut shell, and then run back and wash the tumbler, and put it back before she got really suspicious. So he is mentioning that after misleading his grandmother, he just immediately came out of the house by running, and he went to the backyard. He poured this remaining whatever milk it was there in the tumbler or glass into that half coconut shell, and by pouring it he again ran back inside the kitchen so that his grandmother would not find out that this little kitten is there in their backyard. Now we have to think of some other way to feed Mahendran. So he continues by telling that now we have to think of some better idea to feed this Mahendran. Mahendran, this little kitty's name is Mahendran. Mridu was impressed. So when Mridu heard the word Mahindran, so she is little bit confused and she is asking Ravi the question, Mahindran, is this little kitty's name Mahindran? And she was impressed by the name of that little kitten. It was a real name, not just a cute kitty cat name. And she just give compliment to Ravi that it is actually a real good name. It is not like any cute kitty little cat's name. It is not like that. It is like a real person's name. Actually, his full name is Mahendra Varma Pallava Punai. MP Punai for short if you like. So Ravi is explaining that actually his name is not only Mahendran, its full name is Mahendra Varma Pallava Punai. And in short, if you want, you can call it MP Punai. He is a fine breed of cat. Just look at his fur. So he just explains or he just continues his conversation by informing her that it is a very good breed of cat. So we can identify that from the fur which it was having on it, like a lion's mane. So he just further explains to Mrudu that you just see the fur on its body, it is like a lion's mane. And you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallava kings was, don't you? He looked expectantly at Mrudu and then he asked Mrudu that actually it is like the emblem which has been there on the Pallava king's chair, that is the emblem of that like lion, and he is inquiring that you don't know about that. Mrudu giggled. So when Mrudu heard about this, she was giggling. Giggling means smiling and laughing on the way how Ravi was talking. Think I'm joking? Well, just wait, I will show you something. It's clear that you don't know a thing about history. So when Ravi saw Mrudu giggling and laughing on what he was talking about, he just asked her that I don't think that whatever I spoke just now, I am joking. And just wait, I will show you something, and from the way how you are laughing on what I said, I think you don't know anything about the history. And then he asked Mridu that, haven't you been to Mahabalipuram? Have you? He said mysteriously. And then he asked Mridu that, I don't think so, you haven't been to Mahabalipuram. Well, when our class went to Mahabalipuram, I saw a statue of his tata. So he's just etc. He's mentioning over there. He's mentioning that when he and his classmates went to a picnic in Mahabalipuram, they saw this cat's descendant. That is, Tata means grandfather in Tamil language. So he continues that fact is Mahendran here is descendant from that very same ancient cat. So he is just mentioning that the conclusion is that Mahendran, the little kitten which is there in their backyard now, he is a descendant of that ancient cat statue which Ravi saw in the Mahabalipuram. A close relative and scientifically speaking of none other than the lion. And he just justifies his statement by mentioning that not only that this Mahendran, he is a close relative of none other than the lion, that is the Pallava lion, emblem of the Pallava dynasty. And he continues that he is talking about the lion which is the emblem. Emblem means symbol, symbol of the Pallava dynasty. Ravi went on walking around the bitterberry bush, waving a twig up and down his sparkling eyes. So while he was talking, he just was walking around the bitterberry bush, waving his a twig up and down. So he was having a twig means small branch he was having, might be the branch of that bitterberry bush. So he was having a twig in his hand and he was waving that up and down and walking around the bush, his eyes sparkling. So while he was just walking around, his eyes were just sparkling with excitement. This cat is a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. And he just continues that the cat, that is the Mahendran, it is none other than the descendant of the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. And if I may just remind you, they worshipped cats in ancient Egypt. And he continues that I want to remind you that in ancient Egypt tradition, they used to worship the cats. How he loved the sound of his own voice. Meena and Mridu exchanged looks. So, as this Ravi, he was just walking around the bush and he was, whatever knowledge he was having, he was just sharing to these two girls, Meena and Mridu. So, they were just surprised and they were just exchanging looks to each other. What does that have to do with anything? Mrudu demanded. So when he tells that he loved his own voice, this Mridu, she's asking to Ravi that what is there to have the connection between the voice and the descendant. I am telling you, this cat is descendant from the Egyptian cat god. Then he, no, goddess, Bastet. Yeah, that's it. So he tells them that I am telling you, this cat is a descendant from the Egyptian cat god. And then he just corrects himself and tells that no, it is not cat god, it is cat goddess. That is, he is mentioning the name Bastet. So Bastet, it was actually the goddess of ancient Egyptian religion. So they used to worship this goddess. And he just confirms it. Yes, that's it. So Mridu is asking, so? Well, one of the descendants of that cat goddess was a stowaway in one of the Pallava ships, and his descendant was the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, whose descendant is Ravi flourished his twig at Mahendran and mentions MP Punai here, whoop. Eek, he shrieked and very pleased with himself. So when he just mentions about the ancient goddess, so Mridu is asking, so what? So he just continues that, well, so one of the descendant of our Mahendran, it is a cat goddess which stow away means who hides himself or herself in a ship or an aircraft to travel unnoticed. So one of the goddess, she just stow away in one of the ship of Pallava. And from there, this descendant came to Mahabalipuram where it was known as Rishi cat, and now that person's or that cat's descendant is our own this Mahindran, and he just mentions that. And while talking like this, what he did, the twig which he was having in his hand, he just flourished, means he just put that in the air, and he just mentioned that it is none other than our little Mahindran, that is MP Punai here, and he just makes a sound, whoop, eek, and then he was very much pleased with himself that he knew all about this cat and who was its descendant, and he was feeling himself very proud that he was having very much knowledge about the cat, and he was sharing all those knowledge with Meena and Mrudu. Mahendran looked up, alarmed, and he had just been sharpening his claws on the edge of the coconut shell. So, as he was just making this sound while putting that twig in the air, Mahendran, that is the little kitten, it felt little bit alarmed or little bit surprised, and it just looked up, and what the kitten was doing, it was sharpening the claws. So the claws, you may know that paws or the hands, and then this little kitten, it is having the little few fingers, and in that it is having small nails. So it was sharpening its claws on the edge of the coconut shell. But worse than Ravi's awful whoop eek was a screech from the window. So the worst sound which Ravi made, that is the whoop sound, and most awful sound was the other sound which was coming out from the window, and that sound was a screech sound. Very dirty sound it was coming. What a weird sound! If Mridu was startled, MP Pune was frightened out of his wits. So when the sound, when they heard the sound which was coming out of the window, they heard that this Mridu, she was little bit surprised, and she just asked Ravi that what is this weird sound? Weird means strange sound. And not only Mridu, Mahendran was also frightened out of his wits. Wits means intelligence. He was not able to understand from what type of sound it was coming. Hair standing on end, he bounced up and scurried towards a bamboo tray of red chilies that had been set out to dry. So this little kitten, it was so afraid of this sound which was coming. The hair on its body, it was just standing, and it just bounced up. So from where he was sitting and he was sharpening its claws, it just bounced from there, got up from there and scurried means walking in a different manner, in a hurried manner, and it ran towards a bamboo tray where red chilies were kept in that. So in villages and all, a tray of bamboo, it is being prepared. So there also a bamboo tray was kept, and in that bamboo tray red chilies were kept to dry. So this little kitten, it was so afraid of the sound that it was trying to hide beneath the bamboo tray. He tipped a few chilies over himself, and meow, he howled miserably. So while it was trying to hide under the bamboo tray, in that process, what happened? It tipped on some of the chilies, and when it tipped, it was more afraid, and it just meowed. It made a howling sound. The screeching went on and on. What's that noise? Said Mridu. So the sound, weird sound, it was continuously going on and on. So when it was just that sound was continuously coming, Mridu asked again that what is that noise? That's Lali learning to play the violin, grunted Ravi. So when Mridu asked this question that what is that noise, at that time Ravi is answering her that it is Lali learning to play the violin. So that is the sound of the violin which Lali is playing. She will never learn a thing, and the music master just goes on playing like a train, whizzing on and on, while Lali all the time derailing, going completely off track. So Ravi continues and informs Mridu that she is never going to learn a thing from the music teacher. So the music teacher, he is always playing so melodiously as if a train is moving on and on. And however Lali plays it, Lali plays as if all the time she is derailing. Derailing means lagging behind. The master is running ahead, and she is always derailing means moving backwards from him and completely off the track, and she is not able to catch up the music notes which the music master is playing or trying to teach her. So this is the end of our first part of explanation. Now home assignment, comprehension check. These questions you have to write it down in your notebook and write these answers with pencil. Thank you for watching this video.